Alright guys, here we are. Anybody want to guess what we're doing? Yep, rebuilding fork seals on the 250 ES Big Red. I just want to show you guys everything that I got. I bought this climber, can't really see it, ATC manual, covers a bunch of different years. I had a lot of trouble trying to find a regular manual for just a 250 ES online. I had the 250 SX one from 85 to 87, but the forks are different, so I wasn't 100% sure. Anyway, long story short, I had a gift card for Amazon, so I jumped up on there and got it. It's like 25, 30 bucks. At the end of this video, I'll go ahead and post all of the parts and prices where I ordered them from. Here's the seal kit, one for each side, the dust seal and oil seal. These are both purchased from bikebandit.com. So they're OEM parts, OEM Honda part numbers and everything like that, so I think this is probably the best option. And then I got some fork boots off of eBay. They're a little cheapos. I can't remember the brand of them. They may be Daystar. I know I ran Daystar over here on my 350X and they worked pretty good. I think these were 30 bucks or something like that ish. Oh, the fork seals were $48, $49, something like that. I got a military discount, so I got them for like 45, something like that. So these obviously aren't necessary unless yours are broken and leaking like mine were. These I consider necessary. This, not so much very necessary if you know what you're doing or have someone like me helping you with a video. And then I went down to the local Honda shop and I bought suspension fluid, fork oil. It is 10 weight, 16 ounces of it, and I think each fork calls for 3.73 ounces or something like that. So should have plenty, might even have enough to do another set. Maybe I'll do it with the 350X next or something like that. But anyway, I already have my forks off over here. Just to give you guys a quick update on how to actually remove the forks. Okay, so to pull your front tire, let me grab the fork. Just to pull your front tire is pretty easy. All you gotta worry about doing is you got this fork here. I believe it's on the left. You loosen up these 4 bolts, and then going through that hole is your front axle. So you just loosen those up. You don't have to take them all the way off. Loosen them up, and then you got your front axle right here. And it just goes all the way through. So you pull that off, pull this off, and then you have to pull off your front brake linkage, which is down here. Pretty easy. I think that one's 1 bolt or whatever. And I unscrewed the little adjuster. And then as far as pulling your forks off, so right there, then you've got everything apart except for you don't have your forks off. So the only thing that I had to do to pull the forks off is these 2 bolts on either side. And all it is it just pinches the fork upper together and holds them in place. So loosen these 2 up, loosen the other 2 up, and then I just tap mine out with a rubber hammer. I did pull the front fender. I suppose you probably could get away without doing it without taking the front fender off, but it was just going to be easier. So I got the back tires on, got the front tire mounted, everything's all painted and ready to go. 2.5 psi. Recently did an oil change. I did the rear brakes, showed you guys that video. After this, everything will be pretty well done with this guy. Just gotta take it somewhere, have him recover the seat. I've messed around with them myself before and they're just a pain in the ass. So take it to a professional. So anyway, that's about it for now. I got my forks out and I'll go ahead and start showing you guys how to actually take the forks apart, show you where the seals are, show you how to pull them and change them. I'm thinking it should be pretty easy. The beginning portion of taking the tire off, taking the forks off, getting everything cleaned up and everything all ready to go, and then of course waiting on parts. But that part there probably 10-15 minutes tops. Pretty easy. And then of course you got to get all your material and everything that you need. So I guess without any further ado, I'll go ahead and get started. Yeah, I guess that's about it. So we'll go ahead and get these up on the bench and we'll start. I got my paper towels all laid out. As you can see, I already pulled my dust seals off, but I'll go ahead and show you guys that. Alright, so once I got my forks off, step 1 for me was obviously clean everything up, keep everything clean, don't want any sand or dirt or anything in there. So I just wiped them all down and brushed them all off. I've already kind of got a head start, so I'm kind of cheating, but I want to show you guys every step that I do. So you got your fork seal. Obviously you can see this one's not seated in, but all I did was I just took a screwdriver nice and carefully and twisted it all the way around. Just barely put it in there and twist it, not to chew it all up. I suppose you probably could reuse these if you need to. And then all you do is just pop them off once you get them loose. And they just go ahead and slide all the way up and off. And what I'm doing with these ones, I'm going to do one fork at a time. So I've got my little, your fork boot clamps, and you got your dust seal, and then of course I already got the bolts out, but I'll show you that next. Alright, so the next step is going to be to remove the bottom bolt, or the bottom, I guess, screw, Allen screw, whatever. Just in case any of you guys are wondering, it's 6.0 is what size it is. A lot of people say you have to buy the impact, so if someone wants to go buy the attachment and stick it in their impact, I didn't need to do that because mine broke free pretty easily. I wrapped them in a t-shirt and very, very lightly put them in the vise, that way not to scratch them or break them. Took my Allen key out of the little holder. If you had regular Allen keys, it'd be a whole lot easier. And then just stuck a big old 10-inch crescent wrench on there. And all I do is you just loosen it up. Obviously I've already loosened these ones, but they actually did come loose pretty easily. So what I'll do is I'll just pull these out. And on the bottom of these, on each one, there should be a copper washer. And that's just almost like your little oil seals, you can see it on there. So obviously this will all need to be cleaned up. And if you do have a tough time getting these out, and you do happen to start stripping the head or have to somehow get them out another way, or even if they just don't come out very easily, I would recommend replacing the bolts. And just check your washer, make sure it's all nice and flat and doesn't have any grooves on it. So I'll do that when I clean everything up. And then from here, all I need to do is, now that you got it, I got my little tub right here. So you just take your fork, and you take the silver part, and you pull it all the way up as far as you can without pulling it all the way out, and then push it back down, pull it up, push it back down. Yeah, I know, familiar. It's a familiar motion for a lot of you guys. Just pull it up, push it down, pull it up, push it down, and it'll squirt all the oil out of the bottom. And it's this stuff that came out of here, as you can see, here's a couple little stains of it, and it is black. So definitely a good time for a change. And so I'm gonna go ahead and refresh myself and watch this video again. There was one other video of a guy, he didn't really explain it, he just showed it. He did it on an 86 250 ES. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll post a link to that video as well. That way between both of our videos it shouldn't be a big deal to figure it out. But so I'll show you the next step here in just a minute. Alright, so now that we got all the fork oil out, got everything apart, everything's pretty much clean. The next step is going to be, everything's already all loose. You can see I've already pulled it out. Just pull this whole thing out all together. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe down this stuff. I'm going to stand this up on edge. Squirt it a few times, get all the stuff out of there, and then I'll set it up to kind of let the stuff drip out. And then I'll take this off, maybe not. There we go. Take this off, and then I'll go ahead and start cleaning stuff up. And then after that, next step is this cap. And you see it's got a little indentation on the top, and then there's just a circlip, or I guess that's what you'd call it, a circlip that goes all the way around, fits inside of a groove. So that'll be my next step, is putting this in the vise with a t-shirt wrapped around it, tighten it up pretty good, and I'll go ahead and pull that part apart, and then I'll start cleaning everything up. As you can see, your fork seal sits right here. So if you ever change bearings or anything like that in any sort of 3-wheeler, 4-wheeler, anything like that, it's pretty much the same concept as an oil seal. So if you've ever messed around with any oil seals on your motor, or even a dust seal, pretty much the same thing. Pull it out, put the new one in, make sure everything's clean. So it should be pretty easy.